everybody. Hi, welcome to our third episode of Hot Girls Do Journalism. My glasses are fogging up. So today we will be talking about a few different things with our hot takes, hot tips, and hot seat. We can go ahead and start with hot takes. So I know we were talking about this last night. Let's start with the Taylor Swift album. Let's start with Red.
Oh
Start
my
with
gosh.
some Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay, I have to confess, I was not a Swiftie prior to 1989. So I was not a part of the original wave of the Red, the Red fever, the Red. Everyone loves Red Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But so I really didn't know all too well. But I just heard that Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien were gonna be in the featured film of the 10-minute version, and I was like, what? And then I saw TikTok, everyone was like, oh my god, it's about Jake Gyllenhaal, what is she gonna expose? And I was like, what? So many names. I was like, okay, I have to see. And wow, there's a lot to discuss.
We should give them some background for people who don't know. So the song All Too Well by Taylor Swift was written in the Red album. I think that was released 2012.
Around that time, definitely when we were in elementary school.
And I think it was 17 out of the 22 songs were about her ex-boyfriend Jake Gyllenhaal, which is an actor you guys might know.
Yeah,
he's actually a very popular actor.
Yeah, he played Mysterio in
That's
Marvel,
what I know him from, but
from the Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah. So I honestly wasn't familiar with him. So Jake Gyllenhaal and Taylor Swift dated until, I think it was 2010 to 2011, so they didn't date for that long. And just a lot of drama, a lot of metaphors in the songs. She came out with a 10-minute version of the song this past November 12th. And then she came out with a 10-minute short film to go with the song. And it was so sad. I cried.
Yeah.
My boyfriend cried. I showed him the video and he cried.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, what do we think about Jake Gyllenhaal?
Well, for me, I was confused when I first heard of the short film because I saw Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien, and I was like, oh, because I love both of them, but I was like, isn't he old? He's not old, but way older than her.
Exactly.
And so I was really confused. I was like, what is this about? So then I looked it up, and I also thought Sadie Sink was 17, and she's 19, so I understand that. And he's 30 or something, so
right around that age.
Yeah, and so I was like, but then hearing that it's about Jake Gyllenhaal and Taylor Swift, it kind of confirms those icky feelings, because it's that sounds like not a healthy relationship to begin with. But I think it's really neat. I know All Too Well, many people regard as one of her best songs.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not a Swiftie though, so I can't. Well, I love her. I like her as a person and an artist, and I think she's good. I just don't listen to her music a lot.
For me, I'm a Swiftie. I grew up listening to her music, all that. But I would say after 1989, 1989 was fantastic. After that, she started losing me a bit. Not that I don't appreciate and love her music, but I don't keep up to date with the new releases.
That's true. I think once I started getting older and my music taste started to change, I didn't really keep up with her as much.
Yeah, her alt phase, I'm different phases I'm not with, but
I mean, in every album there are songs that I'm obsessed with, but yeah, after that one album was I was a diehard Swiftie. I was floor seat at Soldier Field for that concert.
God.
We made signs and all that. So, yeah, but what I love about All Too Well, okay, I'm the kind of person that likes to analyze things when things like that happen. So just scrolling through TikTok and seeing direct parallels between the film and things that happen in their real relationship. One of the things that they showed was the car scene in All Too Well when they're arguing. It's referencing when Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal got caught in an argument inside their car by paparazzi.
Really?
Yeah. and there's actually is a scarf. There's a photo of
him wearing the black scarf. With
yeah, it's like black and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Taylor Swift, there was like a picture of Taylor Swift walking with Jake Gyllenhaal wearing the scarf, and then like years later after they had broken up, Jake Gyllenhaal was wearing the same scarf that Taylor Swift was wearing that one time.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's weird. If I saw my ex-boyfriend wearing my scarf, like years
Yeah,
later,
like
why
that, and
are
that
you
trips
doing
you
that?
up.
Yeah.
Cause that's kind of intense. Like, there's no way he forgot that was your scarf.
Yeah.
there's no way.
That's intentional.
How many scarves does he own? Like,
exactly.
How
you're
many
not gonna
scarves
forget. I know how many I own. It's like 3.
Yeah.
And I can probably like, you know, describe them exactly. Like, you know who you got them from and that kind of thing.
The
Yeah.
videos,
An ex.
yeah, the videos of Jake Gyllenhaal, they're like, I kind of feel bad for him because this happened so long ago, but they're so funny.
Yeah,
They are
but
so
like the
funny.
thing is, you know what she said is true. Like, he's getting older, and he told Taylor Swift like, oh, like the issue is like age, but he's still dating people that were the same age as Taylor Swift was. So he's still dating like people in their early 20s.
No. That's like,
Yeah.
I said this before, that's to me like Scott Disick, who's Kourtney Kardashian's ex and like baby daddy. And to
Baby
me,
daddy.
that's so creepy.
Yeah.
Yes, they are legal, but that doesn't mean it's okay. Like, he has dated 19-year-olds, like 3 19-year-olds, you know,
Yeah.
consecutively. At that point, it's like, you're getting older. I don't know how old he is. He's probably approaching 40, if he's not already 40. And it's like, you keep dating 19-year-olds, like that's creepy. You're getting creepy. And like, I think I saw something in the media where it was praising him because his new girlfriend is like 21. I'm like, oh my god, that's
And she's a
awful.
Swiftie.
Yeah.
She is a Swiftie.
But I'm like,
Okay, I know like people can change, you know, maybe he has realized his mistakes of what he did when he was with Taylor, but part of me hopes that his girlfriend listened to the song and was like, look at all of these toxic traits this man has.
Weird.
Look at the way he manipulated this girl who was the exact same age that I am.
is my boyfriend even older than he was? Like, and I'm not
Is our
shaming.
age gap like
Questionable?
questionable?
And
I
like,
don't know.
I'm not shaming age gap relationships. Obviously, there are some that are really, really problematic, but
It would be
you
different
know,
if it was illegal. It's just
yeah. And like 30-year-old and 19-year-old, like that's not the biggest gap in the world. It's just like the principle of it that this really is like a child. This is still a teenager.
Yeah, it's someone
And,
who
like,
has freshly become an adult. And
Yes.
as people that are approaching, I mean, you just turned 18. You're about to turn 18. I'm about to turn 18. Like, I know I am no more mature the day I turn 18 than when I was 16, 17.
Exactly.
So the idea of, in a year, me dating someone who is in their 30s or 40s
Oh my
feels
God.
so ick to me.
Right.
Yeah.
It does
And
feel
especially knowing, like, the industry, like, the music industry, there's so much, like, power dynamic, so much of, this is what I can do for you, this is what you can do
Yeah.
for me. Like, it's just icky. Like, it just makes you think of R. Kelly and, like, all these people.
And the Me Too movement, like it's just, it's so icky exactly that. This is not a 30-year-old dating a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
This is a teenager
yeah.
dating someone their
My
dad's
sister
age.
is
I hate
21.
to say that,
Yeah.
but like, and Taylor Swift, that's like, you know, not her dad's age.
Yeah.
But it's still questionable, especially with the way he treated her. Because it's not even just like the age, it's like the way he treated
Because
her.
in the video you see, like, obviously Taylor is probably gonna say like, oh, it's all a work of fiction because like legally they can't really say anything. But I'm imagining that it is inspired by true events to the best of its ability. So if you look at that video, like after the Friendsgiving thing or whatever the dinner was, like he like uses her age to manipulate her and be like, no, you're the one that's being dumb. You're like, I'm not making you feel that way. You're making yourself feel that way.
Yeah.
Like he is using her
Gaslight.
age
It
to
seriously
manipulate and
was,
gaslight her and be like, no, you're younger than me. You're dumb. You don't know. I know what's best, and that's what makes it so toxic.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Friendsgiving thing or whatever the dinner was, like he like uses her age to manipulate her and be like, no, you're the one that's being dumb. You're like, I'm not making you feel that way. You're making yourself feel that way.
Yeah.
Like he is using
Gaslight.
her age
It
to
seriously
manipulate and
was,
gaslight
yeah.
her and be like, no, you're younger than me. You're dumb. You don't know. I know what's best, and that's what makes it so toxic.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Shall we move on to hot tips?
Yes, we shall.
Okay.
What was it?
Our hot tips for today, really just about friendship and finding people who balance you. And I think this is something the three of us really know quite a bit about, because being on The Voice, we've never had 3 editors-in-chief before, and our sophomore year was the first year we had 2 editors-in-chief. Before, it's always been 1. So, you know, being friends, but also sharing that kind of power and like that leadership, those leadership roles, that's definitely a challenge sometimes, but I feel like the 3 of us have struck that balance, and whether it's our personalities, I also think what contributes is just our ability and work ethic and how we want to work together. So.
And respect for each other.
I think the older you get too, like I know definitely like comparing myself to my freshman year, you're kind of trying to figure things out, like find your friend group. And then now like the quality over quantity like mindset is actually so like true and like important. Like I have like a very limited few friends that like I actually consider like real friends, and I think like that is so much more important than like trying to, you know, get in like giant friend groups and figure things out and, you know, go to those parties and whatever. Because now that I'm older, I'd so much rather stay home and play like Mink Hollow with my friends, because like that's literally what I did on my 18th birthday.
Oh
like
my God.
Yeah, so I think that's really important. So I think that's really important, just finding a group of friends that, you know, makes you the best person that you can be.
Yeah, which is interesting because I'm the complete opposite. Like I wouldn't say I have like a group of friends.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is my ride or die group.
Yeah.
I consider myself more as a floater. Like I talk to so many different groups of people. I know so many different kinds of people at the school. And I think like what really helps with that, at least for me, is kind of how you said like maturity. Like the reason I feel like I'm able to get along with so many different types of people is because you come to a certain age where you realize like not everything is personal and not everything is an attack on you, and you stop being so defensive and you kind of start like being able to see the bigger picture. And so like even though I like might not have like someone that is like knows everything about me, like it's easier to work with people when you can kind of see things from their perspective and not be so like closed-minded as to like, oh, this is how I see it from my point of view, so it's like that what I think is right. So just like being able to take a step back and like understand other people and be open to other perspectives like definitely helps with making friends, and also like being able to work with people that you might not be like the closest with.
The more I think you go through, and obviously that happens with age, like you endure more, you know, hardships and more circumstances, like the more you learn from that, and then you can apply it to your friendships. And I think that's how relationships grow stronger. And I think that's why as you get older, like those friendships are, you know, tend to last longer. So it really is just all a maturity thing, but it's also like a self-awareness thing, I think. So
it's like both of them.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm kind of similar to Kate. I would consider myself more of a floater. I definitely had a group at some point, but, you know, just things happen and you drift from people. And I think that's kind of important to know, too, is, like, part of that balance is drifting from people you don't feel connected to anymore. Or, you know, like, being open to find other people, find new people. And for me, it was, like, trying to find my place in high school. Like, newspaper helped so much with that.
100%.
But also with that, like, I found other groups and like let myself be part of those groups, because I've like kind of accepted I'm gonna have friends in all these areas. I don't need to have like a set group, and you know, I have like really close friends who I'm really grateful for. And for me, the balance comes from honestly like them calling me out on stuff, or like, you know, just being honest with me. That's something I really, really value. And so I think that's kind of been the key here too, is like when we have any issues whatsoever, we just tell each other. It's that self-awareness.
Yeah, and there's definitely value in all those different kinds of friendships. Like, I have people that I only see one period out of the day, but like I enjoy spending time with them or seeing them that one period. Like, having those kinds of friendships, and also the friendships where like I can call you at any point of the day and we just have the best conversation. Like, knowing the limits of each like relationship and like understanding the relationship is also a big part of it. Being like, I'm not expecting you to be my best friend in the world, but we can still like respect each other and have a good time.
I think it really all just comes down to like people who like actually care about you, like genuinely care about you, and like prioritizing those people, whether it be, you know, few in number or, you know, a larger group. So
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
But yeah, find your people and keep them close. And yeah, the thing is too, like, I think sometimes people get caught up worrying like if they have enough friends or not, and it's like,
Yeah.
I think that's a giant.
And that's where the
and it's like just,
quality over
you know, with it being Thanksgiving and all, just be grateful for your friends. Reach out to them, shoot them a text, tell them you love them. Like sometimes I'll just randomly text my friends like I love you, and usually they respond really weirdly, but it's just it's like nice to know, for me to know that like they know I love them, and
Yeah,
also
exactly.
like I'm sure on the receiving end, it's just kind of a nice out of the blue text. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, this has been a very mellow
Yes, it
hot
has.
girls. But yeah, we will see you next time. So
And we have a very fun.
Ready, guys? Next up, we have our hot seat with Syed, Megan, and Jake, 2 of our photo editors and 1 of our floating editors. So
we'll see if they are smarter than 5th graders.
Yep.
So.
Yes. So that'll be awesome. All right.
Alrighty. So do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yes.
I'm Zayd Ashmi, I'm a photo editor for 8th Hour.
I'm Megan Pollock. I'm a floating editor for 7th Hour.
I'm Jay Cable. I'm a photo editor for 7th Hour.
Alrighty, today we're playing Smarter Than a 5th Grader. Do you guys think you're smarter than a 5th grader?
No,
I
I mean, I'm confident.
I
In
know.
some ways.
Alrighty, we'll start with a 5th grade history question. So let's go ahead and start. Alrighty, who was the president of the Confederate States during the United States Civil War?
Robert E. Lee?
Abraham Lincoln? Okay, are you guys good at science?
No.
I'm pretty good.
It depends on what type of science.
Yeah.
I keep zooming in and out. I hope that's okay. Sorry.
Alrighty,
My camera work is shoddy.
for science, what are the 3 states of matter?
Gas, solid, liquid.
Yes.
There's more than 3 states.
Yeah, there's actually
Come
4.
on.
There's actually 4.
Okay,
Plasma.
well,
No.
I don't think the 5th graders know the 4th one.
What is the 4th one?
Plasma.
Nice.
Wow.
Do I get a point for this?
No.
Okay, let's do...
Bye, Skiba.
Bye.
What measures distance north or south of the equator? Latitude or longitude?
Longitude.
Nope.
All right.
I wonder what it could
Who wants to try again?
Oh, I did it again. No, latitude. Oh, wait. Latitude.
Megan is killing it.
That would've been easy.
What is 34 times 20?
Wait.
680.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, math god over here. The math god.
Alright.
38 times 10 and then
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Who won this?
I think Megan did.
Yeah.
Megan
Hey.
is
Smarter than a 5th grader.
Officially
Here
a
is your trophy.
Yes.
You can take your trophy now too.
and Steve.
You know the drill.
Alright.
Stay hot.
Wait, can we do that? That was such a mess. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. You know the drill.
Stay hot. Okay.